Hello and welcome to Nagaland TV. You are watching English Primetime News. To you, I read the headlines. Nagaland government modifies order for compulsory vaccination of employees following Guwahati High Court intervention. No deduction in salaries of fully vaccinated employees. Nagaland implements odd-even vehicle formula until August 18. Regulation to be enforced except Sundays. Violation of restriction liable to be penalized under Motor Vehicle Act 1988. Nagaland government issues an order to resume classes for 11 and 12 with 50% capacity. Non-vaccinated teaching or non-teaching staff must undergo COVID testing every 15 days on self-payment basis. Indian women's hockey team scripts history as they book their spot in the semi-finals for Olympics for the first time after beating Australia 1-0 in the quarterfinals. Nearly 300 members of Taliban terrorists killed and hundreds of others wounded in operation by security forces in different parts of Afghanistan. And now the news in details. NSCN-IM leader T.H. Moivia has reportedly recovered and has been discharged from referral hospital in between 12:30 to 1 p.m. today. As per reports, he is being taken to an undisclosed location and due to security reasons, no further updates are available. As of now, Moivia was reportedly suffering from respiratory problems, which is why he was admitted to referral hospital on 24th of July. The NSCN-IM has called for total closure of shops and business establishments in Nagaland with effect from Monday midnight till Tuesday noon, that is 12 o'clock of noon in August 3rd, in protest against the centre's silence on the framework agreement. The statement was issued by the Ministry of Information and Publicity of NSCN-IM. The historic framework agreement was signed on August 3, 2015 between the Government of India and the National Socialist Council of Nagaland, which is yet to see the light of fulfillment as committed by the Government of India. 6 years have passed since the signing of the framework agreement, but the outfit claims that there has been no positive response yet from the Government of India. BJP MPs from all of the northeastern states met Prime Minister Narendra Modi today and submitted a memorandum on various issues concerning the region, including the violence that unfolded on the Assam-Mizoram border. Union Minister Kiran Rijiju informed that the MPs had submitted a memorandum about parties for making proactive statements in Assam-Mizoram border issue. The MPs claim that they wish to convey to all those elements who viewed the Assam-Mizoram issue as means of spreading chaos in India that their Shanais will not work. The written statement went on to state that the development work undertaken by the NDA government in the northeastern has been historic and unparalleled.
कांग्रेस और कुछ पार्टी इस वायलेंस को पॉलिटिसाइज करके और नॉर्थ ईस्ट का सुख और शांति को बिगाड़ने के लिए जो काम कर रहे हैं उसके बारे में भी हम प्रधानमंत्री जी को अवगत कराया। हम फिर से अपील करना चाहते हैं कि कांग्रेस राजनीति ना करे, सेंसिटिव मामले में पॉलिटिक्स ना करे।
On Sunday, Nagaland government has modified orders for compulsory vaccination of employees following Guwahati High Court's intervention. The modified order has been issued for employees of Civil Secretariat and Directorates. Employees who have not taken single dose of COVID vaccines are required to produce negative test results every 15 days. Employees can produce either RT-PCR, TrueNat or CBNat COVID negative report. However, salaries of such employees will not be withheld. Employees may get tested at the government facilities for free. The whole world since 2020 has stumbled into a global economic downfall due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Similarly, Nagaland has seen a downfall in economy due to the shutdown and lockdown process issued by the government. The COVID-19 pandemic-induced lockdowns and curfews have gravely affected shopkeepers, vendors and daily wage workers of the state. To find out more, NLTV on Monday went to Dimapur town market for ground zero report on the situation faced by vendors and shopkeepers due to the pandemic. NLTV tried to interact with various shopkeepers and vendors of Dimapur.
Can be visit book by the Karnana Bondagato, Saturday or Wednesday.
So, I can to Renby Dibona Paret, Hata Dujin Bonase. So, to Amisha Tijan Kuridil Hal. এই সিচুয়েশনতে আমার বিয়া নহয় ভালোই আছে
সপ্তাহে 4 দিনে খুলে 3 দিন তো বন্ধই থাকে আমি এখন বি ইমান ভাড়া সারা দিব লাগে স্টাফ খরচা ইমান বি দিব লাগে
গভর্নমেন্ট বন্ধ করা তো তখন ডিসাইড করে না বন্ধ করে আছে হলে বি মখান বিল্ডিং মালিক ভাড়া খান বহুত তখন পর অলপ চাব লাগিব বন্ধ করা তখন করোনা কারণে বন্ধ করে আছে তো মখান বিজনেসম্যান তখনকে সাপোর্ট
All Nagaland College Students Union today held their 42nd Foundation Day and Degree Toppers Felicitation at the Capital Convention Center in Kohima. Professor Pradesh Lal, Vice Chancellor of Nagaland University, joined the Foundation Day as a guest speaker. While speaking to the students, Professor Lal encouraged students present with good words like every child is born with some natural gift and stick to the positive side of things.
If you have to fight a war, fight like a hero. Don't surrender under any just circumstance. Don't try to poach your thoughts on others. Before that, patiently hear what others want to say or communicate. If you can master these qualities in life, trust me, no force on this earth can stop you from rising sky high.
As the Unlock 4.0 process begins in Nagaland, the Home Department on Sunday issued an order for reopening of colleges and technical institutions. As per the new modified order, only 50% student attendance will be allowed in each class. All teachers and non-technical staff must be fully vaccinated or should have taken their first dose of vaccine. Those who have not taken vaccine are required to produce COVID negative certificate once in every 15 days. Tests can be done either through RT-PCR, TrueNat or CBNat. Colleges and technical institutions planning to reopen shall submit its list of teaching, non-teaching staff along with details of vaccination status or COVID test report status. Respective district task force will give permission for reopening only after proper verification. The odd-even regulation for vehicular movements in Nagaland has been implemented with immediate effect and shall remain in force until August 18, 2021. Deputy Commissioner Gregory Telewalia issued an order on Sunday stating that odd-even regulation in the state shall be enforced on all days except on Sundays. Vehicles with registration number ending with odd numbers shall be allowed to ply on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. On Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays, only vehicles with registration number ending with even numbers shall be allowed to ply. The order further stated that violation of this restriction will be liable to be penalized under Section 177 and 179 of Motor Vehicle Act 1988. Moving on, the Nagaland government on Sunday issued an order to resume classes for class 11 and 12. The order stated that if any teacher or non-teaching staff is not fully vaccinated or is not administered with the first dose of vaccine, shall be required to undergo COVID testing every 15 days on self-payment basis. They would also need to provide negative COVID test report in order to continue their duty. According to the government issue, maximum allowed percentage of attendance shall be 50%. Schools planning to reopen shall need to submit a list of teachers, staff with details of vaccination or testing status. In the middle of a deadlock and non-stop disruption in Parliament, over 14 opposition parties will meet tomorrow morning to decide on the option of a mock Parliament outside. The parties allege their voices not being heard in Parliament. Since the monsoon session began on July 19th, Parliament has barely functioned because of opposition protests and demands for discussion on the Pegasus snooping scandal and the farmers' protest, among other points of conflict. A few parties have also proposed a mock parliament for this purpose. Further options to be undertaken will be explored at the opposition meet tomorrow. Going on to the next story. Delhi police today named Sushil Kumar as the prime accused in Sagar Dhankar murder case and filed a 170-page charge sheet against the two-time Olympian. The charge sheet mentions the name of around 13 accused, including wrestler Sushil Kumar. In addition, the police will also provide CCTV evidence of the place where the crime took place. Other details of the charge sheet include the forensic report and mobile phone location of the accused. Moreover, further details of the charge sheet also mention over 50 witnesses, including the security guard of the Chhatrasal Stadium and Dhankar's neighbors. The police are charging the accused with murder, abduction and criminal conspiracy, even as 5 others accused are still absconding and are yet to be arrested. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday will officially launch Person and Purpose Specific Digital Payment Solution E-rupi. The official launch will be done at around 4:30 p.m. today. It will be one of the programs launched over the years to limit touchpoints between the government and beneficiaries. E-rupi will ensure that the benefits reach its intended beneficiaries in a targeted and leak-proof manner. E-rupi is a cashless and contactless instrument for digital payment. It will be a QR code or SMS-based e-voucher which will be delivered to the mobile of the beneficiaries. Users can redeem the voucher without a card, digital payments app or internet banking access. As it is prepaid in nature, it will also ensure timely payment to the service provider without any intervention of intermediary. E-rupi will be person and specific digital payment solution for instant voucher for COVID-19 vaccine and be redeemed for vaccination only. Moving on. Shilpa Shetty, who had refrained from commenting on her husband Raj Kundra's arrest in a pawn case so far, put out a statement on social media. She urged everyone to respect the family's privacy for the sake of their 2 children, Vian and Samisha, and maintained that she is a proud, law-abiding Indian citizen. Raj Kundra was arrested by the Mumbai police on July 19 for his alleged involvement in the production and distribution of pornographic content via an app called Hot Shots. He is currently in judicial custody. Meanwhile, Shilpa Shetty recently approached the Bombay High Court seeking to restrain various media organizations and social media platforms from publishing any incorrect, false, malicious or defamatory content against her in connection with the arrest of her husband. She also sought damages of rupees 25 crores in the defamation suit and was unconditional apology from the media outlets. An advisor to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Amarjeet Sinha, resigned today from his post 7 months ahead of his 2-year tenure in the highest public office of the country. According to the sources, the government's office confirmed his resignation but did not mention any reason for the development. Sinha, a 1983 batch Bihar cadre Indian Administrative Service officer, was appointed as an advisor to PM Modi in February last year. He was tasked with handling social sector related subjects. CID wing of Jammu and Kashmir Police orders denial of security clearance required for passport and other government services to all those involved in stone pelting or submersive activities. In an order issued on Saturday, the Senior Superintendent of Police CID Special Branch, Kashmir has directed all the field units under it to ensure that the person's involvement in law and order, stone pelting cases and other crime prejudicial cases of the security of the state by specifically looking into direction of verification related to passport, service and any other verification related to government schemes. According to officials, digital evidence like CCTV footages, photographs, videos and audio clips, images available in the records of the police, security forces and security agencies to be used during the verification. The Supreme Court today said it will issue notice to states, union territories and registrars and general of all high courts over the continuing filing of FIRs under the scrap section 66A of the Information Technology Act. A bench of Justices N.F. Nariman and B.R. Gavai was hearing plea by an NGO that claimed that people are still being booked under section 66A of the IT Act, which was scrapped by the Apex Court in 2015. The court had earlier said that it is shocking, distressing and terrible that Section 66A of the IT Act was still being used against citizens for offensive online posts, though it was struck down in 2015. The government also said that the Home Ministry last month asked state governments and police chiefs to immediately revoke cases registered under Section 66A of the IT Act. In a gesture of goodwill, Assam CM Himanta Biswa Sharma on Sunday revoked the FIR against Mizoram Lone Rajya MP K. Vanlalvina for his alleged threatening statement against Assam police, stating that he was noted Mizoram CM Zoramthanga to settle the border dispute amicably. He had said that the FIR was being rescinded, but cases against other accused police officers will be pursued. Assam and Mizoram are currently embroiled in a terror tussle amid the recent face-off where 6 policemen and 1 civilian were killed in Assam. Vanlalvina and 6 other police officials were booked after tensions escalated along the Assam-Mizoram border on July 26th, following reports of firing and clashes between the police of the two states. The states share 164.6 kilometer long border, which has long been a cause of dispute. Moving on to the next story, Union IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw is expected to hold a meeting with social media representatives this month. This would be the Union Minister's first official meeting with the social media firms after he assumed office in July. The meeting also holds significance given the long-standing deadlock between the social media firms and centre over the implementation of the new IT rules. The rules are expected to be on the agenda of discussion, and executives of the firms are likely to attend the meeting chaired by the IT Minister. Starting the day for India, women's hockey team has scripted history as they booked their spot in the semi-finals of Olympics for the very first time after beating Australia by 1-0 in the quarterfinals. Rani Rampal and her team will face Argentina in the semis, who beat Germany 3-0 in the previous quarterfinals match. Meanwhile, Dilpreet Singh, Gujrant Singh and Hardik Singh's goals helped India beat Great Britain in the men's hockey quarterfinal and made way to the semi-finals of Tokyo Olympics on Sunday. Dati Chand clocked her seat best timing of 23.85 seconds in the women's 200-meter race, but finished last in the heat, failing to qualify for semi-finals. Indian shooters had another disappointing day with Aishwarya Pratap Singh Tomar and Sanjeev Rajput failing to qualify for men's 50-meter rifle three-position final.
इंडिया के लिए बहुत बड़ा दिन है आज का दिन। हमारा महिला और पुरुष दोनों टीमें सेमीफाइनल्स पहुंचना ओलंपिक्स में, वो भी हॉकी जैसे गेम में, बड़ी गेम है।
As many as nearly 300 members of Taliban terrorists have been killed and hundreds of others wounded in operations by Afghanistan security forces in different provinces since Saturday. According to reports, the Taliban have intensified their offensive against Afghan security forces, and civilians have captured several districts across the country. With the Taliban intensifying their attacks amid the withdrawal of the foreign troops from war-torn Afghanistan, hundreds of others wounded in operation by the country's security forces in different provinces since Saturday. The Ministry of Defense also said that 12 Taliban terrorists, including 4 Pakistanis, were killed and 9 others were wounded in an operation conducted by ANDSF in the Barmal district of Pattika province of Saturday night. There have been a surge of violence in Afghanistan as the Taliban have intensified their offensive against Afghan security forces and civilians and have captured several districts. The Afghan Foreign Ministry has said that the Taliban has seized over 193 district centers and 19 border districts. India has reported 40,134 new COVID-19 cases and 422 deaths in the last 24 hours. India's recovery rate now stands at 97.36%. A total of 39,258 patients recovered in the last 24 hours, which brings the total recoveries to 3,857,467 across the country, with 4,13,718 active cases.